The TV3 staff will certainly remember that Deputy Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had stationed his own speechwriter, a Pakistani by the name of Munawar Anis, at TV3, known among the women and often disturbed them. On the 19th of September 1998, Munawar and Anwar's foster brother, Sukma Dermawan, testified in the Kuala Lumpur Session Court that they had been sodomized by Anwar Ibrahim and was sentenced to 6 months in jail.
Saya dalam my essay, saya ditunjukkan gambar-gambar segala macam, saya tak percaya. Bukan? Tidak mudah kita percaya, saya maklum sajalah. Hampir 40 tahun saya dengan dia begitu kan, ibarat orang berkasih sayang je. Susah nak kata you ceraikan dia, susah kan begitu.
Behind this scandal, Munawar, a Pakistani, played a significant role in arranging Anwar's international financial networking when he was the Deputy Prime Minister.
Selepas saya mengkaji hampir 2 tahun setengah, kalangan teman-teman rapat Anwar, sisa sulit, sisa peribadi, sisa politik, ketua pemuda, penasihat agama, banyak lagi ya. Hampir 28 orang saya kaji, saya teliti, saya debat, ya, saya bincang secara mendalam ya, siapa Anwar sebenarnya.
Our research found that Munawar was the person who introduced Anwar to Aga Hassan Abedi of Bank of Credit and Commerce, which was formed in 1972. He was a close friend of the Wahhabis. During his glorious years, the bank operated in 78 countries with 400 branches and assets worth $21 billion. It was the 7th largest bank in the world in the late 1980s.
Anwar ni dah dikata orang dah dibancuh, saya ikut, dah dibancuh kepala dia oleh Amerika, oleh Yahudi dan sebagainya. Jadi jenis Islam yang nak dibawa, jenis Melayu yang nak dibawa adalah Melayu dan Islam yang sesuai dengan mul ataupun acuan yang ada kepada Amerika, yang kita tahu Amerika ni ialah dia punya world leader.
Anwar's inclusion in the Veterans Network of BCCI was supported by Paul Wolfowitz, who had ties with BCCI since under Reagan's administration, and one Douglas Spall, who was mentioned in the statutory declaration by former Bank Negara Assistant Governor Dr. Abdul Murad as heading the Asia Pacific Policy Center to promote Anwar's image among the Western countries.
Jadi saya tanya Jonathan Tandra in detail, dia kata, apa bukti kamu mengatakan bahawa Ana terlibat dengan pihak di Amerika? Dia kata dia sangat rapat dengan Cohen. Dia kata dia sangat rapat dengan tokoh-tokoh lain, ya, banyak. Dia berutus surat dengan mereka, ya, dan saya lihat surat-surat itu, begitu kan, dengan bukti sekali.
Anwar had ordered Murad to allocate $10 million to his Washington-based agency. BCCI served as a network to transfer Anwar's funds to Israel Discount Bank, Al Baraka, Hong Leong, and Hong Kong Ventures Limited, which is based in Hong Kong. As of its dismissal in 1998, Anwar's investment funds amounted to about 4.5 billion ringgit worldwide. A total of $15 million was transferred to Malaysia in 1997 to finance Anwar's operation to topple Mahathir. More than $2 million was withdrawn from Anwar's special account in Al Baraka to a special account in a bank in Geneva, and from there to an entity known as Granite Holdings, which was based in Hong Kong. The money was then transferred to Bank Negara and then channeled to certain people as identified by Bank Negara Assistant Governor Dr. Abdul Murad Khalid. Most of the institutions involved closed the operations after the transactions were made on Anwar Ibrahim's order. An estimated 240 million ringgit was transferred into Malaysia by Anwar to finance his operations to oust and topple Mahathir. By the time the UMNO General Assembly was held in 1988, which was planned for the power seas, more than £44 million had been transferred into Malaysia through Owanda Group Holdings in Nigeria and Absa. The group was then bought over by Barclays in South Africa. All these happened with the knowledge of the former Bank Negara Assistant Governor, Dr. Abdul Murad Khalid, who then apologized to Malaysians for allowing himself to be used by Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. In his statutory declaration, published by the local and foreign media on the 28th of October 1999, Murad said he did not get anything but only complied to orders from a powerful person.
Sehingga berlaku kes kedua. Kes kedua yang melibatkan Saiful. Saya mula bertanya, ya, Saiful bukan budak gerakan Islam, budak jamaah. Dia duduk dalam tempat yang penting. Anwar akses kepada maklumat dalam dan luar negara. Anwar seorang pejuang. Saya mula bertanya, ya. Bila kawan-kawan saya mula meninggalkannya, seorang demi seorang, saya pun mula bertanya. Bagi saya makan masa 2 tahun setengah untuk mengambil satu kesimpulan. Saya menolak Anwar, saya mufarakah dengan dia kerana dia tidak lagi punya integriti dalam kacamata saya begitu. Jadi pokoknya kita tidak tahu.
From his interactions with leaders in the Arab world who had potential in the international finance and political field, and after becoming an important leader in the government, Anwar began to realize the need for him to have the Asia-Pacific Policy Center to promote his image in the West. Douglas Pal, which was chosen by Anwar for the group and whose name was mentioned in the statutory declaration by Dr. Murad, was the right choice. He had the qualification and experience as a former National Security Council senior officer. According to Dr. Murad, the Asia-Pacific Policy Center was formed by Douglas Pal in 1993 with most of the financing done by Anwar. Murad admitted that he was pressured by Anwar to use the country's fund, like the EPF, to be managed by the Asia-Pacific Policy Center. Murad said this proved that Anwar was a leader with no principles and prepared to sacrifice the country's funds for political interests with the help of foreign elements. The current developments which threaten public order and the people's livelihood to achieve Anwar's political ambition was a clear proof to support my statement, said Murad. Based on our investigations, Murad's allegation on PAL and the APPC concerned the West. To the West, Anwar was a client. Anwar used the Institute of Strategic and International Studies to bring the West to Malaysia. They were brought to special talks to hear how Malaysia under Anwar Ibrahim would become a power of a more perfect Islamic democracy. They believed they had found the perfect Muslim to democratize the world. Douglas Pal was part of this operation. With local and foreign support, Anwar climbed the political ladder at a rate which had never occurred since independence. Ghaffar was no longer a problem because there was enough financing, but the main obstacle to achieving his ambition was Mahathir. If 1992 to 1993 was regarded the climax of Anwar's efforts to be a deputy prime minister, the year 1993 to 1994 were the beginning of his movement to be prime minister. The obvious move towards that was by placing senior editors at important posts in TV3 and the newspaper organizations. Johan Jafar, Nazri Abdullah, Yunus Said were amongst Anwar's proxies to achieving his dream of becoming Prime Minister. However, this was later discovered by Mahathir. Before Anwar was sacked, Utusan Melayu Group editor Johan Jafar and Berita Harian editor-in-chief Nazri Abdullah were asked to resign, and this was later followed by TV3's operation director. Anwar admitted that they were all his aides.